Hello, my name is Heather Austin, and today I will be analyzing the story of a whistleblower. This one is one of my personal favorites. I like the story of Harry Markopolos because his story is a little different. Instead of blowing the whistle internally, he blew the whistle externally. I also like his story because he's a quiet, secluded numbers guy who likes his privacy, and he likes to run numbers and make money. Now, this sounds like the stereotypical accountant, and he reminds me of many accounting students that I know. So, his story is really interesting because his managers went to him and they said, "Hey, we want to learn how to make returns like Bernard Madoff. So will you please use your computers, run his numbers, and figure out how he makes his money?" So Markopolos did just that, but instead of seeing results, he saw red flags. Madoff's returns weren't matching any model, much less the model that he said he was using. Also, Madoff was so secretive about his methods, wouldn't even tell his own investors what he was doing. And there's no way he could keep beating the market like he had. Soon, Markopolos realized that this wasn't investing, it was fraud, and he knew he had to take action and report the fraud. In their ethics book, Trevino and Nelson suggest 7 steps to blowing the whistle. Now, Markopolos' story is a little different because, like I said before, he blew the whistle externally. But step 1 is to go to your manager first. Well, his managers had told him to look at Madoff's models and see how to mimic it. So I'm sure they were fine with him reporting the fraud once he realized that Madoff was committing fraud. Step 2 is to discuss it with your family. Well, I'm pretty sure Markopolos did discuss it with his family because they were fine with him opening a forensic accounting firm later on. Step 3 is to take it to the next level, and he did just that when he decided to report the fraud to the SEC. His friend helped him because his friend worked for the SEC and gave him contacts to other branches of the SEC. Step 4 is to go to the company's ethics officer. Well, that wasn't necessary because he was blowing the whistle externally, and he wanted to make sure more people in the SEC knew about it, so he kept sending out memos to large amounts of people saying, look, this is fraud. Step 5 is to go outside of the chain of command, and he did that when he decided to talk to the new director of the SEC, or rather send him a memo. And he said, I want you to know that there's this huge fraud going on and no one has listened to me before. Step 6 is to go outside the company. And he did so in a way. He went outside the SEC when he went to the media. But they wouldn't listen to him either. And step 7 is to leave the company. Now, Markopolos was never at Madoff's firm, but he probably would have left Madoff's company if he had ever been a part of it. In conclusion, I really like the story because it shows that everyone can blow the whistle in their own way. Markopolos wasn't like all the other whistleblowers who were hard-nosed, ready to give up their careers, even though I know he would have been ready to give up his. And the 7 steps by Trevino and Nelson actually did fit in their own way. The principles behind them fit in Markopolos' case. I know that we can look at these steps, and no matter what our individual situations are, the infrastructure of the companies, we can gain guidance from these steps. Thank you.